What's up, you guys? I'm out here enjoying one of my last days of summer here on this earth. Um, we can't talk about ascension unless we talk about the Vedas. That's first and foremost. So, the Rig Veda is one of the earliest, the Vedas in general are one of the earliest ancient texts in history. It predates the Bible, it predates every other religion known to man. The Rig Veda is the earliest Hindu Veda. It was composed by ancient Hindu sages, written in Vedic Sanskrit at around at least 1500 years BCE. The Vedas are ancient texts composed at least 5,000 years ago. The primary texts of Hinduism are the Rig Veda, the Sama Veda, the Yajur Veda, the Atharva Veda, and the Upanishads, as well as the Bhagavad Gita, but that's in a separate text. We'll go over that here later. The Rig Veda actually translates to the light of knowledge or the knowledge of exaltation. Vedic astrology, it's one of the more accurate forms of astrology that I personally use myself. It's also known as Jyotish, Jyotish, Jyotish Shastra, and it dates back also over 5,000 years. It's a fundamental part of the Vedas, and it encompasses a vast body of knowledge about the cosmic influences on human life in general. It's the one of the most accurate forms of astrology. Um, Learning the 28 nakshatras, that's a part of Vedic astrology. Some say there's only 27, but learning about these 27 nakshatras can give you a profound understanding of yourself and of the reality that you live in. The nakshatras are translated to as meaning lunar mansions, and they are the divided star stations that the moon travels through each day, and it changes the energy of the environment that you're in every single day. So it's actually pretty important. Vedic numerology, it's also referred to as Ankh Shastra. It has its roots in the Vedas as well. It's based on the belief that numbers hold profound significance and influence our destiny. Each number is represented by an energy. If you know numerology, then you know what I'm talking about. Along with the Vedas and the Vedic knowledge of astrology and numerology is Krishna Consciousness. Krishna, the real Christ. You can spell that Krist or Kyst. Christ consciousness is a state of awareness, or Krishna consciousness is a state of awareness in which an individual acts in complete harmony with the divine or the ultimate reality of Krishna. To act with Krishna consciousness, it's to free yourself from the illusion that you're an individual person or an individual body, but rather part of a larger collective consciousness. To be a starseed, it means that you've come from and operated within a group consciousness, meaning that your shared identity with your group is more important than a sense of personal identity. A group consciousness is a collective awareness, identity, intelligence, and communication system. So individuals with the group consciousness are aware of what the group experience is. Now, along with the Vedas and the knowledge of Krishna consciousness are the four yogas. The word yoga in Hinduism, it means union with your higher self. There are four paths of yoga in Hinduism that one can take in their life. The first three paths were explained by Lord Krishna to Arjuna in the Hindu text known as the Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita is a principal work in another ancient Hindu text known as the Mahabharata. I may be pronouncing that incorrectly, so work with me here. But the purpose of the Bhagavad Gita was to deliver mankind from the nuisance of the material existence. The four schools of yoga that we're going to cover now, we're going to start with the first one. Let me get the Upanishads back up. We're going to start with the first one. It's Jnana Yoga, and it's the yoga of attainment of knowledge. The second yoga is Bhakti Yoga. It's a devotional yoga of divine worship or prayer. The third school of yoga, also known as Karma Yoga, is the yoga of action. According to Lord Krishna, karma yoga is the spiritual practice of selfless action performed for the benefit of others. Karma yoga teaches that a practitioner or a spiritual seeker should act according to dharma. It's achieving your dharma without being attached whatsoever to the fruits of their actions, or essentially to the personal consequences of their actions. The last path of yoga is Raha Yoga. It's also associated with Ashtanga Yoga, and it's best suited for people with the desire to achieve meditative or contemplative states. Raha Yoga is often hailed as the royal path, and it calls one to the realms of meditation and profound mental control. Each of these four paths may lead one to what is called moksha, or salvation or liberation from samsara. Samsara is a word referring to the cycles of reincarnation, or nirvana. In Hindu philosophy, nirvana is the union of, or the realization of, the identity of Atman with Brahman. That's attainment of your highest self, unity with your highest self. And you have to note that the definition of nirvana is slightly different in Buddhism and Hinduism. However, Buddhism is an offshoot of Hinduism. For ascension purposes, you should also look up what's known as the rainbow body. In Tibetan Buddhism, the rainbow body is a way of attaining a light body through meditation. And through ascended masters, they attain this rainbow light body in order to defy death, or actually not have to die in the physical realm. So it's worth looking up. That was just a quick synopsis of Hinduism and the four yogas. That's the four paths of living. Worship isn't required as in most other religions. You're required to worship a god. So there's actually four paths that you can take, and worship is not required, just to be clear. I might do separate videos on each of the yogas because I feel like I didn't explain them extensively. But thanks for watching, you guys.